Hello, hi everyone. This is Shrija. Welcome to Skin or Real, where I talk all things skincare. So if you like skincare related content, then make sure that you're subscribed. Likewise, you can also follow me on Instagram, where I post more regularly. Now this video is the last part of my skincare basics series, and if you have missed out part 1 and part 2, which is about cleansing and moisturizing, then the links are in the description below and you can check these out in your free time. Now today I'm going to talk about my favorite skincare product, and that is sunscreens. Yes, sunscreen, you guys. Those who know me know that more than a skincare enthusiast, I am a sunscreen enthusiast. I don't really care if your skincare routine has 10, 5, 3 or even 2 steps. In my opinion, if you're not using a sunscreen, you are really throwing down the money that you are spending on all other products down the drain. There is no point of doing any skincare at all if you're not willing to protect yourselves from the harmful rays of the sun. So at the risk of sounding like a broken record, I'm going to repeat myself. You must wear sunscreen. You must wear it every day, all year round, 365 days, and even when you're inside. Sunscreen is the most important skincare product in your arsenal of skincare products. However, I see a lot of confusion that surrounds this skincare product, and people often talk about scary things that is going to happen to you if you use sunscreen. For instance, hormone disruption, absorption of chemicals into your bloodstream, environmental damage, acne and clogged pores, and worse, skin cancer. But I'll tell you what, none of this is true, and today I'm going to talk about scary things that will actually happen to you if you don't wear sunscreen, along with answering sunscreen questions that I have been getting on my Instagram throughout the week. So let's start with number 1 thing that will happen to you if you don't wear sunscreen. This one is true for oily and acne prone skin types. You will actually get more clogged pores and acne. Yes, you heard me right. And let me share a little secret with you all. Our sebaceous glands actually get more activated when we don't wear sunscreens, because the UV rays dry out the surface oils of our skin. And we all know what happens. When our skin is dehydrated, it produces more oil in retaliation because it cannot produce water. So that makes our skin more oily, and more oil means more sebum, more clogged pores and more acne. So skipping a sunscreen is a pretty bad idea in general, but you need to be extremely careful if you're prone to acne and you have oily skin. Another thing that will happen to you if you don't wear sunscreen is you will get wrinkles. UV damage prompts the formation of free radical, which then further destroys the collagen and the elastin in your skin. This then further leads to premature fine lines and wrinkles. The next thing that will happen to you if you don't wear sunscreen is skin cancer. UV rays actually causes the DNA in your cells to become damaged, and when that damage starts to accumulate over time, this then causes the cells to grow uncontrollably, which can then cause cancer lesions. The last thing that will happen to you if you don't wear sunscreen is that you will get sunspots, you will have hyperpigmentation issues like melasma, PIH, PIE and so on. Melanin is actually responsible for all these hyperpigmentation issues, and UV rays is responsible for initiating melanin production in the skin by damaging the DNA in the nucleus of keratinocytes, which then further causes the melanocytes to produce more melanin. So in a summary, if you don't wear sunscreen, you are not going to have an overall healthy and a young looking complexion, because your skin will literally get destroyed and will lose its ability to bounce back. So having said that, it's time to answer all the sunscreen questions that you guys have been asking me. Let me pull out my phone. So starting with question number 1, is mineral truly better than chemical sunscreen? There's a lot of confusion associated with physical and chemical sunscreen, and to answer this question, I think it is very important that we clear the distinction before. Chemical sunscreens are those that contains oxybenzone, avibenzone, octocrylene, tinosorb S, Uvenal A+, etc., which are all chemical filters as their active ingredients. And how they work is that they absorb the UV rays, convert it into a heat energy and release it. And that's how they protect our skin. Physical sunscreens, on the other hand, contains titanium dioxide and zinc oxide as their active ingredients. And how they work is that they block about 4 to 5% of the UV rays by forming this physical barrier on your skin. But for the rest 95% of the UV rays, they work in a similar manner as chemical sunscreens. So honestly, there's not that much of a difference. And in my opinion, I personally prefer chemical sunscreens because they are very comfortable to wear. The formulas are lighter, they literally get absorbed into your skin, and I personally love using them. As compared to physical sunscreens, which can be really heavy and thick on your skin, and especially because, you know, with Indians, there is a serious issue of white cast. So my personal preference is always chemical sunscreen, but not because, you know, which one is better. Like, you cannot compare. It's like you're comparing apples and oranges. There is no comparison. So in my opinion, the best sunscreen is the one that you can actually use, because, you know, for instance, if you buy a physical sunscreen that was recommended by someone and you don't use it because, you know, you don't like the thick goopy feeling and it is just sitting on your drawer, honestly, that is not doing anything for you. So in my opinion, go for a sunscreen that you feel comfortable using, and that is the best sunscreen for you. So the next question is how to choose mineral and chemical sunscreen based on your skin type. Again, a lot of the time, you know, my followers ask me that, oh, I have acne prone skin, so which sunscreen is good for me? Honestly, it is not the sunscreen filters that are pore clogging. It is more than that. It is other things in the sunscreen that can clog your pores. I see a lot of sunscreen formulas that are formulated with oil and other unnecessary stuff. So that can clog your pores and not the filter itself. So based on your skin needs, for instance, if you spend majority of the time working outside, select a higher SPF and you know, just again buy a sunscreen that you are comfortable wearing. Don't get stuck between this mineral chemical comparison, because it's really not going to help you. Is chemical sunscreen really bad? No guys, it's not. And I get it why you're asking this question. The other day someone messaged me quoting this article which said, you know, when people started using chemical sunscreen in the US, the rate of skin cancer increased. And I was really baffled by it. So I went through the entire paper and I'll tell you what I found. Yes, there was definitely a correlation. The rate of skin cancer and sunscreen uses in US was correlated, but there was no causation. There's a difference between correlation and causation, you guys. Correlation is when there's a relationship between two factors, and causation is when one factor causes the occurrence of another, and common people are not aware, and that's why companies can take advantage of this lack of awareness. So coming back to that article where the company was making this claim that, you know, the cases of skin cancer and sunscreen usage is positive related. I went through the entire study, and actually what happened was when people started using sunscreen in US, they started spending a lot of time outdoors thinking they are protected, but they were not. And they did not reapply, they used lower SPF, they did not apply the correct amount, and that's why, you know, they were out in the sun without actually being protected, thinking that they were protected, and that caused skin cancer and not the actual use of sunscreen. So be careful. Chemical sunscreens are not bad for you. Also, there's this thing that they damage coral reef and stuff like that. Yes, there are studies that are showing that, you know, they can bleach coral reefs and stuff like that, but they have to be used in a very large quantity, and we still need more data to say anything for sure. So the next question is, my mom never applied sunscreen, but she has a good skin. Okay, so I'll tell you what, especially in India, our moms, our grandmothers, they used to stay at home majority of the time. They were not working outside. As compared to us, we now have to go out, deal with all the environmental stressors, come back, and even, you know, when you're working, you are sitting by the window or something like that. So you are in contact with UV rays most of the time throughout the day. However, earlier when they were confined to their homes, they were not stepping out that much. So maybe that could be the reason, but I can't say anything for sure. In my opinion, sun aging catches up on you sooner or later, so you should keep yourself protected regardless. Like, this is no excuse that your mom has good skin and she never used sunscreen, so you should also do the same. No, really doesn't work that way. So it's good for your mom that she has good skin without using a sunscreen, but I don't recommend doing that. Because see guys, having a good skin is not the only criteria for wearing a sunscreen, you know. The main criteria for actually wearing a sunscreen is to protect yourself from skin cancer. So yeah, please keep that in mind. Your views on Earth Rhythm sunscreen. I haven't used that sunscreen personally, so I can't comment on it, sorry. Is Lakme SPF 50 a good sunscreen for oily, acne-prone skin? Honestly, I don't like that sunscreen at all, and I'll tell you why. That sunscreen only has 3 sunscreen filters, out of which 2 of them are supposed to give you protection from UVB rays, and there is only 1 filter for UVA rays, guys. And UVA rays is the one that causes aging, and you're exposed to UVA rays most of the time. So number 1 reason for not liking the sunscreen is not adequate sunscreen filters. And the second reason is that it is heavily fragranced. The amount of fragrance components used in that sunscreen is beyond my tolerance level. I cannot take it, so I don't recommend it for anyone. In my opinion, in general, it's not a good product, but if you like it and you're using it, continue using it, because see, my skin is different than yours, and I'm just here to share my opinion. And you don't need to trash a brand or a product just because I don't like it. If it has been working for you, please continue using it. That is my opinion. Like, you know my opinion on it now. So yeah, you can decide for yourself. Next question is, how much sunscreen should I apply? I have already done videos on this, you know, like I have 3 videos on sunscreen, that is sunscreen part 1, part 2 and part 3, where I'm talking about this entire application process. So go through that once. But for reference, I use half teaspoon just for my face, ears and neck to get an adequate protection, because in reality, you need 2 milligrams sunscreen per square centimeter of your skin to get the protection mentioned on the label of the SPF. But for details, do check out my videos on sunscreen. Which ingredients should be avoided in sunscreens? In my opinion, oils and a lot of fragrance ingredients, like essential oils, especially oils, carrier oils, essential oils, any kind of oils, and also fragrance if you can avoid. Like, it's not that problematic, but like if I'm using a sunscreen that contains fragrance, I try to be sure that it's, you know, towards the end. So which SPF is good for Mumbai's climate? Honestly, Mumbai has a very humid climate, so I recommend wearing like a water resistant sunscreen with SPF 30 minimum. If you're indoors, you can wear SPF 30, but if you're outside, SPF 50, which is water resistant, of course. Best sunscreen for swimmer. So okay, before swimming or any outdoor activity, you know, you get these water resistant sunscreen. So I recommend buying that. I think Dermalogica Sport is one, and even Acros has done this water resistant version, so you can check that out as well. But guys, be careful that, you know, by wearing a water resistant sunscreen does not mean that you don't need to reapply. Apply the sunscreen, go for a swim, and when you come back, you need to reapply it again. Water resistant does not mean that, you know, it is going to not get washed away. It will, like, it is water resistant up to certain amount of time, but as soon as you are done with your activity, please reapply your sunscreen again. Do we need to reapply our sunscreen? Yes, you need to reapply your sunscreen if you are outside, out in the sun, and the reason is that the UV filters tend to become ineffective after absorbing too much UV rays. And another thing is that, you know, when you're outside, you are sweating and you are like rubbing your face and things like that, they tend to interfere with our sunscreen filters and they tend to break down. So that is the reason reapplication is necessary. Why does sunscreen need to be reapplied every 2 hours? I have actually done a post on my Instagram specifically about this topic, so check that out, because I have explained that thing in detail. And as I said before, our sunscreen filters, they tend to break down, so that is the reason you need to keep reapplying it for maximum protection. Is it true that you should apply sunscreen even at home and while cooking? And do we need to reapply sunscreen at home? Yes, of course you need to, because you need to understand that you're not living in a bunker where there are no windows or doors. The UVA rays can penetrate through the glass and enter your home and enter your skin. So that is the reason you're not protected, and I highly recommend that you use a sunscreen. You apply and reapply even when you are indoors, and especially, you know, when you're working near the window or cooking, you like, usually kitchen has like a window or a door, so yeah, there's a high chance that the sun rays are coming through it and is reaching your skin and is destroying it. So please use sun protection and please be protected. Sunscreen under 1000 for dry skin. I have oily skin, so I really can't. I don't know. The sunscreen that I know will work really well for dry skin is for 1200 rupees. It's by Purito Centella sunscreen, unscented version that is so moisturizing. And I know like it works well for oily skin also, but for dry skin it will work really well. But it is not under 1000. I really don't know. Maybe I cannot recommend that to you because I have oily skin and I usually don't recommend products that I haven't tried personally. Best sunscreen for acne prone skin. There's this sunscreen called Adcross Sunscreen Lotion that is easily available in India and is really good for acne prone skin. So you can check that out. The next question is that is it necessary to apply sunscreen every day even if you don't go out? This again brings me back to my point that we are not living in a bunker and there are windows and doors everywhere through which the sunlight is coming in, and that is the reason you need to apply your sunscreen even when you are not going out. What is the fragrance-free sunscreen available in India? Adcross Sunscreen Lotion is a fragrance-free option that is really affordable as well. You get 100 ml of sunscreen for around 850 rupees as compared to the other sunscreens in which you only get about 30 or 50 ml. How to reapply sunscreen? Should I wash my face every time before reapplying? No guys, for the love of God, don't do that, or for the love of your skin barrier, just don't do that. That will literally destroy your skin. What I do is that I'm a really early riser, so I apply my sunscreen say around 7:30 after taking a shower. Then I'll reapply again after 3 hours. I'll wash my hands. Make sure your hands are clean because you're touching things everywhere and you don't want that bacteria to get onto your face. So wash your hands properly and just take some sunscreen on your palms and just apply it directly. And I'm working inside my room or like in my office, so I have AC there, so I'm not sweating, so this works for me. But I understand some people sweat a lot, so what you can do is you can just literally take a towel and just wipe off that sweat and then apply your sunscreen. Don't keep washing your face because that is really going to dehydrate your skin. Should we dab the sunscreen or massage it? I think when you're applying half teaspoon of sunscreen, it's a lot. So what I do is I gently just run it across my face. I don't dab it. Dabbing will not help because your sunscreen will literally sit on top if you keep dabbing it. So I gently just massage it and rub it all in. That's how it works for me, like the kind of sunscreen that I have been using. But some people use mineral powders and they just have to dab it in with the brush. So if you're using that, you can do that. But for cream versions, I recommend just like slightly massaging it in so it is absorbed by your skin. Using a moisturizer with SPF 50 is good enough, or should we use a sunscreen on top of it? Honestly, if you're using the correct amount, like if you're using half teaspoon for your face, neck and ear, it is completely enough. You don't need to apply another sunscreen over it. But if you're not using the correct amount, for instance, if you're using say pea size amount of a moisturizer, then definitely you need to apply a sunscreen on top of it to get the full protection. It all depends upon the quantity. I have discussed this issue on my Instagram feed this week, so you can check that out, or you can also look at my sunscreen series. Why do I have a burning sensation for few minutes after I apply my sunscreen? Okay, if you're getting any burning sensation from any skincare product, not only sunscreen, then I highly recommend that you throw that product in the bin straight away, because your skincare should not give you this stinging or burning sensation. It is not good. Maybe you are irritated to certain ingredient, or that product is not good for you, or there is something in it which is irritating your skin. This is really not normal, so please just throw that product away and switch to something better. Okay guys, I have tried my best to cover all the questions, but there are few questions that were repetitive or were regarding recommendations, and I have skipped that because otherwise this video will never end. So yeah, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this mini Q&A session. And if you did, please let me know in the comments below, because I will be more than happy to answer all your questions, even in this video form, if this helps. Also, if you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will see you next time. Bye.